guess we're starting.
That'll be first.
What?
That'll be first. I guess we're starting.
Damn it. I guess we're back. Yeah, we're back. Hi. We've been on a little bit of a hiatus. I went back to school, so I had literally no time to even sleep. So that was fun. But we're back. We're going to talk about some games that came out in 2018. I'm Nathan. I'm joined by
Adam.
Jake.
Hi.
And Rachel.
Hi.
They got married.
Yes.
Yeah, we did.
And that happened. Adam, what have you been up to?
Just they got married. What did you do this year, Adam?
I don't know. What did this become?
That's all right.
About me?
Just an interrogation at
Sorry,
this
buddy.
point.
Interrogation.
Oh, I was trying to catch people up.
I went back to school. They got married. Adam.
I'm with me. I'm me.
Did you do things?
Yes.
You picked up some more games and...
I'm just, nobody.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, you're somebody else. We
I'm
like you.
just, I'm along. I'm getting along.
Okay. You played some retro games.
Just moving through this thing we call life.
I like it.
Cruising through. Well, okay, good. Good start.
Good start.
We have some categories we're going to talk about, and even some games not in categories. Just want to chat about some games today. So the first category is best old game that we played in 2018. Now, pretty much just the idea of this is just to talk about games that we played that didn't come out in 2018, that we played in 2018 and really enjoyed. It can be like indie titles, it can be AAA titles. And I guess I'll start. I played Assassin's Creed Rogue Remastered because I'd never played it before and I really enjoyed it. It was a lot like Black Flag and I really liked that aspect of it. I really enjoyed sailing around. Now, I had not played Odyssey up until that point, so that game also has a lot of the sailing. So I'm a little burned out on sailing in video games right now. But it was still really fun. The combat was still really good in it. It was the old school Assassin's Creed style before they switched to the RPG with all the different weapon types and upgrading the weapons and that kind of stuff. You were just buying weapons with different stats on them instead of actually upgrading them, which is fine. I kind of like the old style to some extent. It's still good. It still works. I'm glad I didn't play too many games with that because I do like that feeling of always improving instead of just I'm going to spend lots of my money and buy a good weapon. Okay, I'm done. Which was kind of that game. Honestly, you get 20,000 gold, you buy the best weapon once you get to a certain point in the game because they do gate it by where you are in the story, which I don't like that because that means you can't have the best weapon until you get 20 to 30 hours into the game. It's kind of a pain, but yeah, I really enjoyed it. I played it. I think I put 30, 35 hours or something into it. I beat the whole campaign, which was relatively short. It was maybe 12 to 15 hours. It was one of the shortest Assassin's Creed campaigns of the main games, not including the spin-off 2D, 2.5D ones, which were not great. But yeah, that's my game. I really enjoyed it. It was cool to go back and play something from that time. It came out the year after Black Flag, which was neat. So it was kind of riding on the coattails of Black Flag. Obviously, Black Flag looks better because this was released on the previous generation.
Yep.
When what came after Black Flag? Was that
Black Flag was on both generations.
Black Flag was, but Rogue was not. Rogue actually originally only came out on PS3
and stuff.
Or PS3 and Xbox 360. So that's why it does look dated. But it is HD remastered, so the water looks pretty. The effects look nice. It's just the textures look a little 360, I guess is the nicest way of saying it. It looks like you're playing the Ezio trilogy without it being remastered, which is still fine. Still decent looking game. That didn't hinder the enjoyment of it. So yeah, that was really good. I enjoyed it. I do recommend people go play it if they like that stuff. If they like the ship combat, if they like sending your ships out to go defeat other fleets and stuff like that. I did get a little burned out on that by hour 20. I was like, all right, can I just do this automatically and not have to? No. You have to individually go in there and say, this ship, go fight this one, and then mash the button to skip everything. So my buttons got worn down a little bit playing that game, but it was good. What about you guys? Who wants to talk about a game they played that's old that they enjoyed in 2018?
I couldn't get that into Rogue. I got it too, but I just couldn't really get back into it.
Was that just because you prefer the new RPG style, or are you just burned out on that kind of stuff?
I think I'm burned out on old Assassin's Creed.
Okay.
Because I will say Black Flag was my favorite. But it still is. It's still my favorite
That
Assassin's
so
Creed. and I went back to Rogue, kind of hoping that would like reinvigorate that love for me, and it didn't right away. And Rogue just, it feels like old Assassin's Creed, which is why like I was playing it and I was just like, I don't want this anymore.
Yeah, Black Flag didn't feel like that though. It still felt pretty new, I think, when it came out.
Yeah, but I have a feeling if I went back to it, I'd feel the same.
I have gone back to it last year. I popped it in because I was like, oh, I still have it. I'm like, this game's still really fun. And I played it a little bit, and I'm like, this game's still really great. Like sailing around like all the little islands and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I can definitely see where you're coming from. Where it's just like, yeah, I don't want to play this anymore. It's run its course. Those games are great for the time. You play them, you beat them, you go, that was a good chapter of my life. Now I'm kind of move on to something else.
Yeah.
So, what about you, Adam? Rachel, what about you?
I'm sorry, we just keep segueing. Yeah, and you move on in that part of your life. Adam, how are you doing?
Well, Adam's towering above us all because he's only different cherries on my kitchen
You
chair.
think you're so good, huh?
You're so high and
I'm
mighty.
just looking at that last cookie.
You can have it.
Have
Go
it.
for it.
Eat it. I have
Eat
to.
it.
I'm gonna have to like nobody touched. So they're gonna
No, here. I will put it on your lap. Eat that
Again,
cookie.
not
They're-
sure what that one is.
a meat.
Should we explain to people? We
Yeah.
have Japanese candy.
Amiibo
Rachel, you guys
cheese
brought
corn
Japanese candy.
we
snack.
we bought
Snack.
a Japanese snack loot crate.
Okay.
There's no candy.
You can kind of gather what you can kind of figure out what some of the candy is from the cup, like from the wrapper, and some of it I have no clue.
It's really like a lot of like Japanese Cheetos.
Yeah.
It's what it really reminds me of.
See,
It's
because
like,
when we bought it, I was under the impression it was going to be more candy, and I think the better term is snacks.
yes,
This one's
because
panda
Japanese are big on
flavored.
snacks, not necessarily candy.
This one's root beer flavored.
Are you
This one's
sure?
7 flavored.
We all need to lick it and see.
Right. I was going to say, I'm not sure how we're going to share the Japanese ring pop,
This
other than
one's-
everybody gets a little side.
This one's Japanese Red Bull flavored.
Go ahead,
Kinda
figure
want the
that
Red
one
Bull
out.
one.
This one is Singing Bunny Rabbit with sunflowers flavored.
Is it a
Okay.
rabbit?
Is it a rabbit?
No, you know what? It might be like a might be
Seal?
like a seal. Yeah, I see seal.
Adam wants the
This is gonna be hot.
super.
Those are umami flavored.
Yeah.
Actually, I looked that up because I
really?
wasn't gonna eat anything spicy.
Oh, so it also came with a list of like what's actually in it.
Oh no, it is spicy cod roe. So it's
Oh.
actually like seafood as
Fish?
well.
Oh
Oh,
my.
Yep.
No.
that's very different.
See, you're spoiling the game because we were just going to go in kind of blind.
We were just gonna like lick it all.
It's a double.
and-
Yep. All right,
See what we think.
Jake is a little more. How do I put it? Seafood is not his thing,
Okay.
so I will give him the pass on that. Like,
And I
it
do
is-
I'd
understand.
rather him know what it is and not eat it than have him
Some-
eat it and throw up everywhere.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
We definitely don't
I
want
think
that.
he's pretty safe on everything else,
Okay.
but I will give
Yeah.
him that.
So no con. All
Yeah.
right.
No,
If I eat any, I will try not to breathe in your face.
Never.
he's going
All right,
for
which
the
one are we
gum.
going for?
Gum.
Oh, they have gum.
Yep.
How do you know? Did you read it?
Well, it does say. I believe that.
3-second rule.
Does this one say? It says gum in English.
Oh, okay. Cheat.
Gum.
The goon.
7 amino acids.
I don't want to know what's in my food anymore.
Royal jelly.
Stop reading. We don't want to know what's in it.
Royal jelly? It can't just be jelly.
Bionic drink.
Oh, no. Is it going to turn me into Bionic Commando?
Oh my gosh, it's caffeinated.
Oh, I want one. Go with my Mountain Dew. Mountain Dew, sponsor us.
Try one when you need a little pick-me-up.
Just a little bit.
Oh, I'm getting picked up.
I think it has a nice flavor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not bad. Alright.
Okay.
It's not great, but yeah.
No, it's fine. I like it.
I'm so glad we started with gum.
Yeah.
Yes.
And,
Nothing
you know,
else.
yeah, mm-hmm.
Just gum. No, we're just going to chew into the microphone
Right.
the whole time. Because we're obnoxious.
We have nowhere to put it.
Nom, nom, nom. Oh, that's a good point. We don't.
I can grab a paper towel.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so,
Oh, yeah.
old
Adam.
game.
Old game.
Oh, I really don't want to say Skyrim.
I answer game every year.
Do it, I dare you.
I
Do
can't-
it.
I
You just
can't
never
do a
stop playing
repeat.
Skyrim.
I can't do a repeat. Oh, okay. I guess this counts. I did replay the whole Gears of War trilogy
Oh.
and 4.
Which one is that? 1, 2, 3? Jeez. Okay, wow.
Did
Sort
you,
of good.
Did you play them all on the Xbox One with the Ultimate thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
All digitally.
What do you think?
They still hold up. The originals hold up.
Okay.
I like them.
Which is your
Lost all
favorite?
my flavor on it.
Oh, thank you.
Probably 1.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Not 2 with the giant worm? Because that was
They're
pretty
they're
awesome
all
and
basically
ridiculous.
the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. 1.
What was the ending of 2? Was that the Brewmock or was that 3 in the volcano? That was 3, right?
It was 2.
That was 2? I really liked that
Yeah.
one. The ending fight was pretty fun.
Oh,
I like the giant worm a lot.
and Skyrim.
Gears of War.
Okay.
You played Gears of War 1 through 4.
Okay.
Oh, wait, did you say you played Judgment too?
No, skip
Oh.
that one. That's a steaming
It's
pot
not.
of goat shit.
I don't think it's as bad as what people made it out to be. I think people were just disappointed by it at the time.
We wanted Marcus Phoenix. We got Damon Baird.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, Gears of War, okay.
that's the problem. Is that you get a character that not many people want it.
He's a side character. He's
So
not a main
confused
character.
for a second. I was like,
Yeah.
Metal Gear Solid? No.
All right, Jake.
I've been playing a lot of old games because I can play games that can be paused at my job. So I've played I've started Wolfenstein: The New Order. It's okay. More excited for Wolfenstein 2. That just came out this year. What else? Borderlands 2. Since I wanted just a run and gun shooter thing, just for
That
the
game
heck of
is
it.
still great.
Yeah, it's good so far, what I've played. My favorite old game that I've played, though, for this year would be Prey.
Okay.
I fucking fell in love with Prey in, the worst way possible.
Which Prey?
The new one.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say whoa, you're talking.
We
about
thought you meant the original
old
with
Prey.
the Native Americans.
That one's kind of rough, man.
No,
Yeah.
no, new Prey.
Yeah.
2017 Prey or 2018 Prey, whatever it is. It was great. It had, it's Bioshock, but with almost more horror elements.
It is
And,
Bioshock.
Yeah,
the things in
it
space.
really is Bioshock in space, but the horror is a little bit more intense there. There's the big daddies or whatever. There's these giant typhon that hunt you down and they're nightmares, and I just ended up hiding from them 90% of the time because why waste all of your ammo on them?
Yeah.
But the objectives, the quests were really well designed in terms of they would actually help you or hinder you, that type of thing. The ending was pretty neat. It was a cool twist at the end. Otherwise, I really liked the mimics. The mimics were just sweet because they would just run into a room and they would turn into something in the room,
Oh, yeah.
and then they would just hide there for you. So you have to it's awesome to be in a room, you hear something behind you, and then you look over and a stool just falls over. And it's just something's up. Something's weird. Nothing is here right now, but it's something is here right now. And it's just for the first 2 hours, that was the coolest feeling. Was just walking in somewhere and just seeing something tipped over it shouldn't be, and it's that's not a good thing that should be happening right now.
No.
But it was really neat. That was mostly mine thing.
Rachel, your old game.
Mine was Maze.
Hi, Cat.
We're all waving.
Yeah.
My wife's holding the cat in the air. We're all waving at the kitty. He was in here munching boxes earlier. He likes to chew on boxes because he's weird. I'm sorry. Please go
Oh,
ahead.
no, you're fine.
Japanese buxadoo.
It is Maze as in M-A-I-Z-E, not normal, get through this hedge maze.
Nah.
Maze Runner.
It's mostly... It's a seek and find puzzler. It's not the most thrilling gameplay, but the plot of it is what really sold me on it, where it's a government facility who has created sentient corn, and they want you to rescue them. And your sidekick is a Russian robotic teddy bear who just berates every little thing you do, and I love him so much. It's a really short game. I mean, there's a trophy on the PlayStation list for it to beat it in under 2 hours, I believe. It took me probably three and a half for the first playthrough, figuring out exactly what they want me to do. But I picked it up on sale for $5. It's normally $20. I don't know if it's a $20 game. $5, I can't recommend it enough. Just the experience to play through it it was pretty great. It's really funny, but it definitely gives off a creepy vibe at first because you're all alone on this farm you don't know what's going on, and they don't really give you any sense of direction. They're just like, here you go. And it's like, what do you want me to do? I don't know. All right. And it didn't help, like, the first thing I picked up, like, item-wise, was a severed hand.
Oh.
And I was like, what is happening? And then, like, the hand had a glove on, so I had to use, like, acid to get the glove off of it. And then the hand was used to open up one of the government doors because of fingerprinting and all that. And then from there, they're like, yeah, here's these, like, really fun kooky corn that live here. And I'm like, what is this game? I love these people. Whoever did this, like, they're amazing. I want more stuff from them.
Which they are working on stuff. They're currently hiring. I forgot, what was it? Who was it by? It was a small thing. They've only done, like, Finish Line games. They've only done, like, 3 games, and they're currently working on something else.
So I have a consolation. The pick that I picked.
Is it called Skyrim?
No.
Just
Actually,
like, I felt bad moving
like-
past me and not saying Skyrim.
I'm like, I forgot Skyrim. Todd Howard's like, huh?
What?
said that?
Skyrim?
Who said that?
You
On
wanna
the
pay
phone?
60 bucks,
On the
what?
phone?
Just like
I was
takes a sip of whiskey and it's just like, there it is.
Yeah.
It's Skyrim whiskey he has in his office. Just there.
Whiskey.
You big, lovely. But anyway, Left 4 Dead. I've been playing the first 2. I really just rediscovered how much I loved those games. Like, just how simple they are.
Yeah. I
And,
mean, it's still
like,
pretty
The
complex. though,
teamwork.
for
Yeah,
games
they're
like
still very team-oriented games. I mean, you gotta pick your spots, man. Gotta stay together.
that. Yeah.
Crackers!
Next category.
Crackers. All right. Let's see. Next category.
Yep, those are some Japanese crackers.
They are.
Crackers.
I want some Japanese ass crackers.
Yep, yep.
They're crackers, all right.
All right.
Now look at your phone. All right.
Crackers.
Pretty good.
That is a cracker. Mm-hmm. It tastes like a cracker.
Man, when some people come up to
I'm
me and
surprised
they're
you
like,
don't
hey,
like wasabi crackers because I know
Right.
that wasabi's really big over there.
These are...
in like 3 minutes we're all going to be dying from heat.
Pretty much. What are these?
I'm looking. They're vegetable flavored.
Okay, all right. Moving on.
This is like,
Yeah, veggies.
Yep, those are crackers.
Give me some steak.
What we
Let's see. The next one would be. It's ran out of jerky too, so I had to go buy some more. Best action / adventure game. I wanted to group them in because I think those two kind of go hand in hand in a lot of areas. It's
Wow.
for me at least. What?
there should be like one game that wins this.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
Okay. There's no other game that should win this category.
there's one that's close,
Yeah, there's one.
and
I haven't played that one yet, though, so no.
if it's what I think it is,
Do not spoil.
shame on you. I think these categories really do blend in together. I know
Yeah.
some places try to separate action and adventure. They're so similar to me that like most
Especially whenever they
adventure
all
games
do the
have
same
action.
stuff anyway.
Exactly. Most adventure games have action. Most action games have some sort of adventure. Yeah.
Are we saving our game of the year for only that category? Because then that opens up some other games.
No, it
Okay.
can be the same. Now you
Okay.
can choose what if you want to choose a different game.
If you want to take the game awards, yes, Red Dead Redemption can win everything.
They're like, okay, Red Dead Redemption. Yeah, you win
Except for
everything
Game of
else.
the Year.
Except for game
And
of the
then,
year.
okay, God of War,
That made
we'll
no
give you Game of
sense.
the Year. So it's like they're both Game of the Year.
Can we talk about that?
You
That
get
made
it?
no
It's
sense
like,
at all.
nope.
How does it win like 3 or 4 categories?
I literally
and then
think
lose
that was
Game of
just
the
a
Year?
giant cop out. It was
Yes.
a giant cop out, but they could not pick one or the other, and they had to do that to satisfy.
Not only that, they
parties.
couldn't just be like, it was a sweep. They couldn't let it be a sweep. It's like where
Yeah.
the Game Awards were trying to like be somewhat unbiased. Let's give something a shot.
Yeah.
But then I don't understand why they gave God of War the Game of the Year then.
If it lost all the other categories.
Yeah.
To
I
me,
don't know.
that would mean it would it be Game of the Year?
Yeah.
Like, how are you second place in so many? It's like Olympic sports. If you're
Yeah.
second place in all these other categories,
How did you
you're
win?
not going to win.
You're not going to win MVP.
Yeah.
You're no MVP.
That makes sense.
And I still would have been okay with God of War winning one of those categories. and
You'd a
like
real
music.
MVP, God of War.
I really think it should have won music. Mm-hmm. But
Yeah.
that's just me personally. I haven't played Red Dead.
Oh, no,
I
haven't
do
played Red Dead.
love Red Dead's music.
I've heard
though.
some of it. I'm not as impressed as
Now
I
I'm
think other
talking
people.
about when they moved the camp.
Okay.
Okay.
I love that choreography. Love it.
But I
No.
just love God of War's music.
Music's
Yeah,
up in the
God.
air, but other parts I can give a legitimate argument as to why God of War should have done it instead.
Like what? Okay. let's wait on this category and let's talk about it.
So in terms of Best Actor, because that's actually the one that's kind of upset me the most about it, was so they picked Arthur Morgan from Red Dead to do it. And the only reason that I will say no to that, well, not like the major reason, is Arthur Morgan is a cowboy. Yeah, he's played very well. And
Yeah,
he's a cowboy. You know, this guy showed up to work. He became a very good cowboy for this game.
Yeah.
I get it. The thing about Kratos, though, that man had to take a character who originally was just, I'm going to chop off your head, and then I'm going to eat the blood that comes out.
Pretty
Like, that's what he did for
Yeah.
5 games. That was his, like, they gave that to him day
6.
one.
Oh, wait, he wasn't in Ascension. Sorry. I was thinking 6. Never mind. I was right.
We're counting the PSP games?
Yeah, that's what I was. Because
We are?
I thought, well, like,
My brain doesn't
the
work,
character was in all those games.
Okay.
So it's like he was given this character on day one. It's like, here's your motivation. And then he created
Boy.
Kratos
Boy?
from that. So it's like he created a legitimately amazing character
Yeah.
out of what was just crap at the beginning.
Who was a very
Yeah.
2D character.
Yeah, he was
yeah,
very,
he was
like,
able to create
Yeah.
a three-dimensional
Would you say
character.
like the first God of War, like that character that he's in there, that's like a one and done game? Could have been.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
absolutely.
He just built that, and then like okay, he really is angry at the gods, and then he kills all.
His character's original
You can spoil
motivation.
it. It's like 10
Spoiler
years
for
old.
like
He kills
it's
like all
about
the
10
gods.
years old. You should have played it by now. So
Well,
Yeah.
his motivation in the original game was done in the original game.
yeah.
Right.
It's like he killed his wife and his child out of anger that he had gotten after all of that shit
Who
with
was the
Ares.
first? Ares was the first.
Ares
Yep.
is the
Yeah.
first
First
main
big
boss.
bad, right?
So he kills
Okay.
it, and it's like, that's my motivation. His motivation from there on was just like, you know what, I don't like any of you.
It was just
Right.
like, I'm still angry.
Yeah, it's like, I'm still
Yeah.
mad, so I'm going to do that. But in the new God of War, he's going out of his way to try and not show anger to his son. He's going out of his way to try and hold that back, but he's still pushing it through, and then every time he delivers a line that's trying to be like wisdom to his son or anything like that, it's just amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That should have beat Cowboy. Like cookie cutter Cowboy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To me. That's why I would give like best acting to the guy that played Kratos over Arthur Morgan. I mean, music again is kind of like a toss-up.
It's basically what you like more.
Right,
Do you
it's what
like,
you
do
prefer.
you like
That's-
this or
do you like the
that?
quiet, like very environmental music where it's just like that's something that you're going to listen to stay calm from point A to point B, or do you like the very like dramatic, intense music of this other action
Dynamic.
game?
Yeah.
The dynamic of it.
So, yeah, that's a toss-up. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I
That's
do
fair.
I do think I know why God of War won Game of the Year from them though. It's just more it's more accepting of everyone. Whereas I have heard like a 40-60 split of people playing Red Dead 2 where it's just like 60% of people are like, "Man, this game is amazing." I get it. I'll even say it's amazing.
Yeah.
40% of people, it's boring as fuck for some people. Like just to play it and be like, I'm
Yeah.
on my horse for 30 minutes now. It's not for
And
everyone.
you're not allowed to stray from the path. That's what gets me. I listen to some of Giant Bomb's deliberations, and hearing Dan Reichert and Ben Pack talk about it, boy, they hate that game.
Yeah.
Dan Reichert put like 60 or 70 hours into that game, and
I will say
didn't finish
that-
it because he was so mad at the game by the end.
I will say the horse
That's crazy.
riding can get very mundane late game.
There
Like,
should
it's
have been a
like-
fast travel of some sort instituted. I get what they were
Well,
going
there
for.
is, isn't there?
There is, to a
But
point.
it doesn't skip time. It,
It
just lets you
doesn't, yeah.
Right.
ride.
Right.
And the cinematic is really cool with all that and everything, but it's still just a matter of like
Yeah.
you're on the horse
Yeah.
for 75% of the time you're playing that game. And I really get what they were going for. It's something special that only Rockstar was going to do with that.
Right.
If you want a cowboy game, you got Red Dead 2. Like that's it.
Yeah.
It's
No,
like
it is the definitive cowboy
yeah.
game. Like if you want that Western experience, that's it.
it's like how I would have said a while ago if you wanted like the quintessential pirate game,
Is it
Black
edible?
Flag.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
like
like
ice cream cone.
you want to be a pirate,
Oh my
go
God.
play
You would
Assassin's
say
Creed Black
Red Dead
Flag.
Redemption 2's overtaken the first Red Dead Redemption in that aspect. Then,
I
even though
don't even
that
know.
Red Dead Redemption 1, I would even say is more Western because you're in like the desert areas and you go
Yeah.
to Mexico and all
It's
this.
more picturesque Western, whereas a Red Dead Redemption is more of an accurate
Who do you like
portrayal of
more,
Western.
Arthur Morgan or John Marston?
I'm going to say
trying-
Arthur.
I've been trying so hard to put, and I was shocked.
I've only played
that
like a couple hours too,
Okay.
but
And to be fair, I really like Arthur Morgan. I do, but I think the reason why John Marston's put on this pedestal is because of the end of the game,
yeah,
because of the tragedy,
yeah.
and that's amazing. That's the greatest double twist in. I still don't see
Yeah.
like
Oh yeah,
pick something else that does that.
It's
I mean,
one of
there's
those
nothing.
moments in
Not many.
video games where everyone's going to talk about it forever.
Oh yeah.
It's like the Bioshock reveal.
Yeah.
yes.
When,
Yes, it is.
where you figure out this guy's not your friend after all.
If you look up a video like top 10 twists in video games, it's going to be top 5 every time.
Yeah. But, yeah, I did end up liking Arthur Morgan more, which I was very shocked at. Even though John Marston's in the game.
He's still a
He
dumb
is in the
kid.
game.
Can I ask you a question about that? Do you think that actually works against John Marston's character because you see him before?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Before you see him in Red Dead
Yeah, you
1,
do.
where he's
It does
more
work against him.
of a better
But
character.
that does
And you
show
see
you how
him
he gets
person.
to that point, though.
You
Right.
also see him directly up against this better character.
Yeah.
And I think that's also
That's why I was
just
asking,
getting
because it
better.
seemed like it kind of works against
I loved
his
Arthur
character,
Morgan's
really.
story,
Yeah.
though. Like, playing it, I'm going through it a second time.
Okay.
And I love his story. Arthur's from beginning to end. Which, have you guys have...
We're not
I
gonna
know
spoil it.
of it.
you know
I just
everything?
the like
I don't know.
I got
Okay.
spoiled on
Okay,
accident.
I'm not
without-
going to spoil
Game
it.
Informer
No, no,
comments
no.
spoiled me on
yeah,
accident.
but without like spoiling it, that particular game mechanic that comes in later on in the game, that kind of affects the last like 10-15 hours of play. I feel like that happened way too soon in like for how much
Oh,
you
you
have to
mean-
get done.
Yeah.
And I
know
think
what
it
you're
just
talking
takes away from the enjoyment of what I've seen in reviews and everything of that game mechanic.
I think it's just it makes it
get it.
sad because
yeah.
which other way
But
could
how
they
long do
done
I
it,
have to be
though?
sad before it's over?
Exactly. It's like
Because at some point
they
I'm
just did
gonna
it
just be
because
annoyed.
They did it because they couldn't do it the same way.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like, okay, we can't,
Yeah.
you know, I don't want to spoil it for anybody because
Right.
everybody should see this ending for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing: if you replay it a second time, you can see where it happens, and it makes you not want to do that.
Yeah.
But you don't have a choice.
But you don't have a choice; you have to
Nope.
do it. And I'm like, I don't want to do it because I love this character,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't want to.
Right.
make that choice.
Yeah. But I love Dutch. He may be the best supporting character this year.
Okay.
I'm serious. I love Dutch.
I do love Dutch, and
He's
I
my
will
favorite.
say, first off, he never should have been a thing.
No, but
His
he's
voice
so-
actor is the weirdest fucking voice
I know,
I've ever
he's-
heard in a video
There's
game.
nobody else that sounds like that dude in life, I think.
No.
He is just,
It's so good though.
I just need money. He's like a meme now.
Yep.
That's
Oh,
a
yeah.
meme everywhere.
And then
I
his
love it how he
voice
goes,
breaks
I
every
had a
time."
goddamn plan. And I love it. I love it. That dude, they picked that weird sounding dude and he nailed it.
Yep.
Nailed it. And I love Dutch. He's my supporting character for the year.
Dutch is great,
I
yeah.
love it. I think he's the one that actually represents what a cowboy is.
Mm-hmm.
Like Arthur Morgan's literally, if you look up the term cowboy, that's what comes up, Arthur Morgan. But Dutch is like the rogue.
Yeah.
If there's a rogue,
And he's
what it
also
looks
kind
like.
of the Robin Hood, where it's like,
Yeah.
I need to give it back to the people.
I loved the beginning, Dutch. Loved him. But it's like it explains how Dutch became this Red Dead 1 character, where he's crazy and, you
Right.
know, it explains everything. And I think if you put them together, the story's great.
Which
Yeah.
apparently in the code, there is like there's code to point to that they've pretty much remastered Red Dead 1 for DLC.
Oh.
I'd be into that.
Like they're
They
going to
remastered
expand the
it? That'd be
map
cool.
and they're going to give you all of Red Dead 1 with John Marston as DLC at some point.
How would they... That'd be a lot of gigabytes, man.
Yeah.
Because,
well, to
like,
be fair,
you know,
if it's all mostly already there, which it pretty much is.
true. It's like
It would just be all
the only
story
thing that
stuff,
you're not
right?
getting is Mexico.
Yeah,
That's the only thing
all
they're
they
not
have to
getting
add
is
back in,
Mexico.
which that may have only been a third of the map to begin with
Yeah, that's a pretty
of the
small part
original
of it.
game.
Its map is humongous. Red Dead Redemption 2's map is literally one's game with twos.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love that part. I loved how massive that game was because there's so much stuff you could do in that game. I love the hunting. I hated hunting in every single other game that I've ever done. I liked it in this game.
Environment design in that is
Yeah,
something completely different that has never been done that well before, because
I don't think anything's done it better.
no,
than that game.
I don't know if anything will,
Nothing.
because that prologue, when you are in
the snow.
snow-capped mountains and in 20-minute ride, you're in lush green forest.
Yeah.
And it happens in 20 minutes. It takes that long for all the snow to go away and for all the green to come back. It's just that entire path is just slowly from point A to point B, turning from snow to forest, and it's amazing.
I love when you walk in that first town in the mud.
Yeah.
Did you see the footprints?
Yeah.
And
Well, God of War
man.
has that.
God of War Snow is really good.
No, I'm just saying
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
it does. It does have it.
Yeah.
and
It
God-
does,
God of
it
War
does,
Snow
it
is really
does.
good. I'm not
It
saying it's
does.
better. I'm
It
just
does.
saying it seems.
It
yeah,
wasn't the
comparable.
only one to do it, but they did a
Yeah.
really good job
Oh, yeah,
with it.
yeah,
I loved literally every aspect of the scale of that game. I think it's great. There are nitpicks. You can nitpick. You can pretty much nitpick anything. But
Yeah.
this one had some obvious nitpicks that they probably should have fixed. But
Especially with the crunch and everything.
it's gonna make $1 billion anyway. That
Oh, yeah.
shit. That Rockstar did literally.
It's already the best-selling game. of its,
Whenever
like,
they
weekend
delay something,
opening.
they do it for a good reason.
Yes.
That's the only reason why Rockstar hits home runs every time they go up.
Yeah.
Home run every time.
But the main reason I do see God of War getting Game of the Year rather than Red Dead is, like I said, Red Dead, it does have that split of people where it's just like, that's too boring for me. I could never get into it. Are you kidding me? 100 hours just to do something like that?
Yeah,
I'm
plus
even
you're
partially like
targeting
that. Like
audience.
I'm kind of having trouble getting the motivation to go back into it and just be like, okay, I'm gonna play this, just because I know it's so
Do you know the ending?
gigantic.
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't.
My only motivation is the story. I do want to see the story.
You need to see the story, though. The story is a good one.
I really
Very
want.
good.
I know Rockstar does good stories, but
They
the
do.
thing is, you would be hard pressed to find someone that wouldn't find enjoyment out of God of War on any of its difficulties.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
Even someone that doesn't like difficult games, just put them on story-driven God of War,
Yeah.
and they'll get it.
Yeah.
I love the
The-
first 15 minutes of God of War
Oh,
when that
yeah.
skinny guy comes up to the thing and Kratos is like, "Oh, this is a skinny looking guy. I can take this guy, no problem. With my
Yeah.
arm tied behind." And then he punches me over the house. That blew my mind.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Wow, this game's on a different
I have a
level
spoiler
right
for
now."
that whole
was-
thing when we get to it.
That was
Yeah,
one
I
of the
wanna
best
talk
moments
about.
of like 2018.
And then Kratos' face is like, "Holy crap, this guy just hit me!" And he's
Yeah.
like over this, like he.
And then what
And then he
proceeded?
gets mad.
And then
He's
what
like, "No."
proceeded was the only fight that could be considered a contender for like a Superman versus Superman fight.
Yes.
Like after seeing
That
that,
first fight's even better than the last one in the game.
It's like
Yeah.
a Dragon
It
Ball
is.
fight.
yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what it reminded
that whole
me
thing's
of.
a Dragon Ball. Fight.
After that, I told Rachel because she was playing it. Like after that fight, I was immediately like, if anyone is going to do a Superman game, it would have to be Santa Monica. No one else would be able to do it
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
because that was as
They
close
know
as
it.
you're gonna get.
Definitely
They got
not, WB Montreal, who's doing
Oh.
another.
I don't think it's gonna be Superman.
No, it's gonna be.
No.
It, I'm hearing it's pretty much all but confirmed gonna be Batman Court of Owls. That's what I've heard. It's gonna be. another
There were
Batman game.
leaks that it was going to be Harry Potter.
Yeah, that's what I
Now,
thought.
see,
Yeah.
I
No,
would
no,
like
that's,
Harry Potter.
No, that's
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 different.
the Shadow of
Yeah.
Mordor.
Yeah,
That's
Monolith.
that.
They're the ones that
They're doing
Monolith.
Harry Potter.
Monolith is doing Harry Potter, which with the Nemesis
could be
system.
yeah, no,
would
no,
be
no. I'm
amazing.
actually very excited
Yeah,
for it.
that could be really good.
Because if it's a darker, grittier Harry Potter, if it's
Yeah.
rated M, and they include their Nemesis system in it, fucking
I don't know
amazing.
if it'd be M though.
I think it'll be T.
It'd be T.
I don't think they'll go M.
Because their
The
audience is a
movies
lot
are all
teenagers.
PG. The books are in young adult.
To be fair, though,
young.
Yeah.
I did not think the last Arkham game would be M, and it was.
That's
But-
true.
Yeah.
It's because of the one scene, I think.
Yeah, it was because of the torture
Or-
scene
Yeah.
with Red Hood.
But even those movies aren't they
Yeah,
rated R?
that's rough, man. Like I was
Yeah.
like, wow, they.
No.
See,
Like-
no, I thought
They
it was
were
going to be
PG-13,
where
so-
she fake kills herself.
Well, there was that too. That was
Yeah.
part of it.
It's just in that leaked footage for that Harry Potter game, which
Yeah.
this is getting into what might be happening in 2019. There's like this part where you have a spell that impales like a goblin into a
Oh.
wall.
So it's violent.
So it does have that violence to it,
Okay.
even if it's against mythical creatures. Like if it's not human on human violence per se.
God of War still M though.
God of
And
War.
it's
Yeah.
very little blood in that game if you think about it, because it's a bunch of draugrs.
Yep.
Yeah, it wasn't necessarily on human.
Right, like it was in the other games, and it was still M.
I don't know. Ratings are so hard to
I know.
Oh, I don't know.
kind
the
of get.
I really don't think it'll
Thor's-
go M. I think it'll be T.
And I'm
Suns
afraid that
was
would hold it
pretty
back
violent.
from being as good as
Which
it
one?
would be.
Because I don't know if it'll be
Suns.
blood. It might be like
That
a
was
green.
pretty-
Okay.
Yeah.
It has
pretty
moments. for
Like I
sure.
think that's how they'll get around
It depends on the
How about
human
the
versus
snake,
human
the giants?
elements.
Those were my favorite parts of the game, finding the giants.
I would say, if it's if like the dueling between other people in Harry Potter does stick to just like disarming or knocking unconscious, then yeah, it'll stay within T, and you can still have that violence against the mythical creatures.
Yeah.
Is this going to take place after Deathly Hollows, or going to be somewhere in the...
Apparently, it's Victorian era, so it's gonna be
Oh.
like 1700s,
Oh,
I think.
wow. So we're not even Harry's... Not a
I think
part-
that's
this
still
is the
Dumbledore's
universe.
time, isn't it? No.
No.
No, that's before
It's kind
his,
of
right?
like maybe it's like 1900s. I think it
think
was
they
like
should
Newt
do-
Scamander's
Set
time
during
frame.
I was gonna say
Fantastic Beasts, kind of like that.
That would make sense. Because didn't they hire somebody for British history?
Probably.
That's how it was
Yeah.
leaked. Is that they were
If
hiring
you
for
can be
somebody
good
for
or
that?
bad, and use
that-
Avada Kedavra on somebody.
Yeah, and what if they could do a really good and evil system in it too?
Mm-hmm.
I'll just kill everybody, to be honest with you.
Yeah, you will.
I'm going to be the most
You don't
evil
you won't come
sorcerer.
back if you're dead.
Exactly. Look at that. You just die one time, you're gone. So
I do hope they don't make another Batman game though.
I think he's been done to death. We have like 4 already.
Those
right?
Batman games were amazing. It needs
They
to end
were.
now. Like
It
it was
needs-
good.
for a while.
Unless they're going to do a Justice League game, which
Oh yeah.
I think
don't
that'd
think
be
that's
too
even-
difficult.
I don't think that's possible because the
Yeah.
gigabyte count on that would be number one huge, but just adding so many different combat systems.
Yes.
Would be impossible. It'd be
Yeah.
impossible to do.
You can't fight like Batman and also do the same combat system for Superman.
Or
it just wouldn't
Aquaman.
work.
I think if they were going to do
Be so
something, it should have
different.
been a Superman game. Like that's what everybody wanted for like they even teased it at the end of Arkham Knight.
Mm-hmm.
That the Superman game was going to be next, and then still
I don't know.
it didn't come.
I don't know how it's gonna work.
I would love to see somebody try a Superman game. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, it would have to be gritty though. That's
But
the only
it
shit
doesn't
that works.
have the villains to hold back on like Arkham did.
Yeah, Batman had.
Arkham was 90% like,
Well,
what villain is this now? Oh,
to be
you
fair, the
guys,
first
like
two
getting into all this
games-
trouble.
The first 2 games were the Joker, the big bad, and those games.
He was even the bad guy in the third one.
Yeah, if you really think about it, he really was, even though he was already dead.
It's like the best like
Even
twist
though I
ever.
think if they would remaster Arkham City with Arkham Knight's graphics, it'd be literally the perfect.
Arkham
be
City
perfect.
was really good.
It'd be perfect. Like it just. Like even though I love Arkham, I actually really like Arkham Knight. I've played it at least 3 or 4 times
They
already.
need to get rid of that bat tank for like half of that game.
Yeah,
I liked
I
it.
still
gets
think
old
it's
for
one of
me.
the prettiest looking games. Like I'd
Yeah.
put it up against anything that we just talked about.
Yeah.
And I bet it's almost equal.
Mhm.
At least, like it has a fighting chance. Like, of course, maybe the darkness and the rain has a lot to do with that, but still, I think it's one of the most good-looking games out there.
Yeah.
So, at best action adventure game of the year,
Yeah, that'd be the next one.
Let's see.
I thought we just did.
So there was Red Dead
Didn't
2,
Yeah.
I
God of
think we
War,
just did,
Spider-Man.
I didn't talk about God of War.
I thought. Wait,
It's Spider-Man.
I did
Spider-Man?
not play Spoderman.
I did. It was
I
really
have.
good.
Really?
I have Spoderman. I haven't played it yet.
I'm surprised.
It is
I-
really
I
good.
have not had a
If,
chance to start it.
If Spider-Man had come out before we got Hugo, that dog would probably be like Peter or Parker instead
You
of
mean
Hugo.
Sasuke? I mean Spider-Man.
They're voiced by the same person.
I know. I love
Okay.
it. Stanley's
I didn't play it.
cameo.
I watched it play it, but that story, like, I mean, it's not.
It's nothing like too new or like
it was nothing. I don't want to call it
different?
mind blowing, but I loved it.
It's solid.
Yeah.
We're
it's
getting
just
a
like
rainy suit.
Story.
it was a really good Spider-Man story that no one really talks about or like
Yeah.
does. It
Right.
wasn't like I'm Spider-Man. Look at all these bad people that are showing up now that I'm Spider-Man. Or all like no, he has a history with everyone in this
Right.
game.
Yep.
Like the first fight you do against Shocker, Peter shows up and he's just like, Shocker, we've been through this before. You said you were on the straight now.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yep.
And then Shocker's scared because he's working for someone.
Yep.
And that's what just spawns this whole thing. And the whole, like, mixture with Peter Parker's storyline is overlapping with Spider-Man's storyline. It's not like two separate things where it's like, I'm Spider-Man, so now I have to deal with the Green Goblin. I'm Peter Parker, and now I have to deal with Mary Jane. It's like they both happening at the exact same time.
Stanley. You have to deal with Stanley.
No one should have to deal with Mary Jane in this game. She shouldn't exist.
Why?
I
Stanley.
hate her
Stanley.
so much. No, like, and Jacob knows
Yeah.
this. He's bracing for this. Out of any fictional character I think I've ever encountered, I hate her the most. She's the most two-dimensional, just female love interest. I ship Peter with literally any other living thing in that game but MJ.
Pigeons?
Yes.
Sure, why
Yeah.
not?
I think it'd be a better match.
Pigeon love.
I think it'd be a better match. I think the pigeon would show him more love than she would.
Oh.
I just hate
Felicia Hardy.
that in this game
Yeah.
he's just like dogging after her, because like in the game
Yeah.
they've dated, they're on a break and all this stuff, but like he's doing all this stuff and just dogging after her, and she just is sort of like, yes, this is what you need to do in order to appease me, and I'm like, I will backhand you so hard, you dumb bitch.
Yeah,
like
And he tries so hard the whole time.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't stand her. I really, really,
He's doing everything
really
he can.
can't.
She's just like, maybe it'll work, maybe it
And that's
won't.
just after he was like in this life or death situation where it's just
Yeah.
like, man, that was really tough for him. And it's just like, you could have done better.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're right.
She
I
just-
could have done better. And it's like, no, you did
She
your best.
belittles him so much, and that's the problem. Is like, I love this Peter Parker more than any other Peter Parker I've ever encountered, ever. And so, just seeing such a shitty MJ, it just, I don't know. I can't stand her.
I mean, that would be the writing, though, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, we did
it,
get the Raimi suit.
Yeah. Which looks really nice.
It could have been a little bit better for MJ, the writing at least.
The writing for Spider-Man was like fucking spot
Everything else in
on.
that game was
Yes.
fantastic, but her
Phenomenal.
character was infuriating.
Like him even ordering a fucking pizza was one of
Yes.
the best things I've ever seen in a
Yes.
video game.
Yeah.
He just rings up like Tony J's Pizzeria and he's like, hey Tony, oh Peter, you want your usual? Yeah, just drop it off on the roof. And then like you go there and it's waiting for you. And it's just like, that's the history. It's there. You know it's there. It's so
and you
good.
don't need to see it.
No.
That's
Right,
what's beautiful
right.
about it is they don't feel the need to show you everything.
I mean-
you can just go with it.
Not like, and I feel that's what they did right with like Spider-Man Homecoming, the movie.
Yeah.
We didn't need the backstory again. We know, like, at this point, everybody knows how Spider-Man comes to be. And if you don't, you piece it together.
Yeah.
You don't need to watch it happen, and so I think that is what helped this game so much, is we did not watch Spider-Man become Spider-Man.
It
We
was-
already had
Spider-Man
it.
was already
Yeah.
Spider-Man. Spider-Man's kind of tired of being Spider-Man.
Yeah.
It's good.
It's
Well, he's
really,
been Spider-Man for what, 7 years, I think, at this point.
Yeah, he's like
Yeah.
30s. I think.
No,
No,
he's
20s.
23.
20?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's like 23.
he's
Okay.
not,
Yeah.
yeah.
I thought he was a bit older.
No, like, he's out of high school, all that sort of stuff, because Miles is still in school.
That's right. He's still in like his college internship and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Miles is amazing. I thought I was going to hate Miles.
Miles showed up and I had real no interest in him. And then as it kept going and he kept reappearing, I was like, you are now my second baby. Peter Parker being my first baby. I love you both so much. Let me protect you.
And you haven't played it yet, but the two endings are like two amazing endings. Like there's the game ending where Peter does have to like
Do
He,
stuff.
he takes care of the main
yeah.
villain and all this stuff.
But
and-
he has to make the sacrifice, and like that ending was amazing. But then the second ending after that, where it's just kind of like that light of hope at the end of the
Yes.
tunnel, where it's just like after everything he'd been through, it's just like there's this now, and it's so good. It's so good. That's my action game of the year, I would say.
Yeah. I loved it so much. I loved the story, everything. And I did play around a little bit with the web slinging and all that. That's pretty great.
My only beef with web slinging is your momentum does not carry over.
It's not.
You
Spider-Man.
have a max momentum.
Yeah.
It's not Spider-Man
It's
2.
not Spider-Man
That's my
2.
beef.
That's his beef.
Because you could jump off of the Empire State Building and you could plummet to the ground like a torpedo. And the second you let out your web sling, you're back at that momentum. It slows you down again. Where it's like you were shooting like a bullet and then you're just gliding. And it's like, it's not realistic, but out of everything else, fine. It's fine.
And they really give you, like, a whole city, though.
Yeah,
Like,
the city's
and
really
it's
good.
just open and go, which is really nice. There's not, like, the loading from here to there. Oh, and that's it too. I love the fast travel.
Yeah.
On how they handle that. Instead of it just giving you a black screen, like you have Spider-Man in full suit riding on a subway from
on
point
his
A
phone,
to point B.
or if he's like sitting next to someone with like a boom box and he's actually like rocking to the music, or he's talking to someone that's also dressed up as Spider-Man, just being like, just shooting the shit with these people. And it's like, he's been Spider-Man for a while, and he loves it.
Do you think it's possible for Insomniac to make an Iron Man game?
We've had this conversation, and we need one now, just because I think this was almost like a second test run for like the video game culture, just to be like, will they buy superhero like games? Because like, yeah, everyone will, but they've been hit or miss in the back, like before, like with Superman 64, some of the older Batman games, but then the Arkham games came out, and then they were like the staple superhero game.
Yeah.
And then the Spider-Man came out, and this is the staple Spider-Man game. So it's like...
I like how you say it. This is the staple Spider-Man game.
Yeah.
Not the staple superhero game.
I don't know, it's just the...
I can't pick, man. To be fair, I gotta play Spider-Man.
The writing in Spider-Man, I would say, is better, but the world building and Arkham is just a beast in its own.
Yeah.
It's just like you can walk somewhere and just see this thing that means that there's this other villain here. Yeah. Like you just like walk into this room and it's like there's dates everywhere. Calendar Man's here now too.
Well, the problem is the Batman has so many better villains.
Yes.
It's not Spider-Man's fault, really.
Spider-Man, though, to be fair, comes the closest. I think he comes the closest of any other superhero.
And
Marvel or DC comes the closest. I was going to
say, and I love how they handled the main villain of
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Just
and the fact that it was like Peter's fault.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was, and there's no even really way around it. Like, it was his fault, and just getting to grow with it.
And him feeling just, like, beating himself up every step along the way of just, like, if I had played this differently.
Adam, you should have played it.
I'm going to play it as soon as I get home.
You should have
It's good. It's worth it.
It is. It really is.
Can I give a hint, though, for anybody that hasn't played it or hasn't beat it? Do not feel obligated to do all of the side activities right off the bat. Do them little by little.
Yes.
Because what I made the mistake of doing is, you can complete 5 of this activity in this region. I'm going to do all of them right now. And it got to the point where, like 15 to 20 hours in, I was so tired of doing those because there are new side activities that pop up as you go through the story.
Yeah.
I got tired of doing them. I did complete them eventually, but like I didn't want to do them anymore. Like 15, 20 hours in, because I just did all of them at once for each like section of the city. So it was like, in Harlem, I'm going to go ahead and do all these. And it's just, don't do that.
Yeah. Either save them all for the end or do them along the way. The only things that you can do right off the bat are like backpacks. Because
and your crime tokens.
Yeah.
Which is what I did. Don't do that.
Because there's like his backpacks hidden all around the city from times whenever he was a teenage Spider-Man.
Yes.
And he was like, I left another backpack here. What's in this one? Oh, no shit. This is like my tickets to the homecoming dance. And it's just those little extra pieces of like lore in the background at the same time. And those are great to find off the bat, too.
Those are good to find off the bat. I just wouldn't recommend doing the crimes and stuff like that.
Yeah, the crimes either throughout the thing, or if you decide to go for the platinum, do them at the end.
Yes. That's the best time because that's when you have all your upgraded abilities and all that stuff. And you don't really have anything else to do at the end, so just go do that.
You see the... do you see the Avengers Tower? Or they're just not...
Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
It's in it.
Oh, you would not believe. Have you seen any of the Daredevil on Netflix? Any of the Defender stuff? There is like 15 Easter eggs for the Defenders in this game.
Yep.
There is an entire Hell's Kitchen location where it is just him going from block to block being like, oh, look, there's this attorney. He gave me his card once. It's weird to be a blind attorney, though. And it's like just little things like that. You find Jessica Jones' detective agency. You find the bar where Luke Cage worked at. Yep. It's crazy.
You find everything. Mm-hmm. It's really cool.
You think that they could have fit like a cameo of somebody in this game, or do you think
I don't think they had the rights to do that?
Yeah,
that's the problem.
But the really nice thing is, I don't think it needed it.
Yeah.
No. I mean, it was nice to just see, because like on the flip side of like Homecoming, where we do have Tony Stark mentoring younger Peter Parker, it was nice to see this Peter Parker on his own, fully capable of doing this.
Until he has to pay rent.
Yeah, until he has to pay rent.
Or
You guys
Tony
ever-
Stark goes, "Hey, sport, took care of this month's rent for you." And
You guys
then just
ever read
goes and
books?
rockets away.
You guys ever read books?
No.
You ever hear of Harry Dresden? He's by Jim
Dresden
Butcher.
Files?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's literally Harry Dresden as like Peter Parker.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because he can't pay his rent and he's always struggling and has no money. That's what reminded me of when I'm playing it. I'm like, all right,
Yep.
this is like a Harry Dresden thing. I love this. This is great. And those books are great. I'm on book 4.
I know of them. I have a friend that recommends them so often that I need to finally sit down.
You know what? You could do audiobooks. The audiobooks for them are actually excellent. Sign up for Audible for your free 30-day trial. They're not sponsoring us, but seriously though,
let's
Audible's
hold that.
actually pretty good for that.
Let's
stuff.
hold that for whenever Audible will actually pay us to say that.
Oh yeah, we should get paid for that stuff first.
Yes.
Okay. Oops. Do we want to talk about best RPG real quick before
Rapid fire round.
before we take a break and then come back for the last couple categories?
Fucking
Best
RPGs.
RPG.
RPGs. So the stuff that came out
RPGs
is
this year.
Ni no Kuni 2. Haven't played it. Own it.
Kingdom Come came out.
Haven't played it. Don't own it.
Monster Hunter World.
Have played it 20 minutes.
Okay, that's sold. Pillars of Eternity 2, which I want to play, but I haven't played it yet.
I haven't played it.
Octopath Traveler, which I played like 30 hours of. It is really good.
Haven't played it. Own it.
I don't care for the stories in it that much as I thought I would.
Okay.
I love the combat in it, and the game is beautiful.
Oh, I love how it looks, but I don't
Yes.
think I'm gonna like the stories as much
don't
either.
find them enthralling like I wanted to. Like
It,
it's there for some of the stories. There's not much there. Like there's like
And that
this
would
one
make
character
sense.
that's just a merchant, and they just want to be a merchant, and they're so happy, and I'm like, I don't care. Mm-hmm. That's literally like their character. I'm
And
like,
that-
okay, that's good, but it's not enough to carry a whole game.
and you would think that would happen whenever
Yeah.
they split this entire game up into 8 little tiny parts.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, a Final Fantasy game, all 8 people are experiencing the story at the same time.
I think
That's
what
when the
makes
story can
them
shine.
better.
Yeah.
Overall from a story perspective. Now, combat, this game is really good. It reminds me of Bravely Default in the combat style because you can kind of save up your combos pretty much and then unleash them all at once. So, I mean, there's not much else on this list, right? Assassin's Creed Odyssey, I'm in the middle of playing. I'm about 50 to 55 hours in. I actually really
That's
enjoy
right. It is an RPG.
It is. Well,
Yeah.
in a way. I consider it more of an action game because there's more adventure and stuff in it than actual RPG stuff. But there is some. You do gain levels. You do get skill points. So you could see it from that way. I mean, then again, God of War can be considered an RPG, and there's very minimal RPG-ness to that game
I do have
until you
that,
get to the
but I
higher
haven't played it.
difficulties. It's really good. That'd probably be my pick was Assassin's Creed, only because Octopath Traveler's stories, to me, don't hold up as well as
Wow.
even Assassin's Creed.
I've not played any RPGs this year.
Well,
Yeah, I know.
Fallout 76 counts as RPGs.
Oh, it does? Okay, I played
It actually
20
is.
minutes of that.
Okay, so sold. You win. Fallout 76 RPG of the Year for Adam.
Oh,
There are some other little games that came out. Banner Saga 3 came out this year, which is a
Side note.
fantastic series, but if you haven't
Oh,
played
I've
the
heard
other
great
ones,
things about it.
don't play it
Side
yet.
Yeah,
note.
no.
Ashen came out,
Bethesda.
which I don't think any of us played yet, but I do want
most
to play.
disappointing game studio of the year.
What? Who?
Bethesda.
Yeah.
Most disappointing game
That's not
studio
really
the
one of
year.
our categories, but we could definitely
Well,
nominate them.
it's like- it's a side
unanimously nominate
This
them.
is in the side category.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Todd
Trying
Howard.
to figure out. I kind of forgot about it, but I loved it. Detroit Become Human.
Yeah, that's something else. Yeah.
I don't even know what you categorize that as.
Do you want to do FPS real quick? Or do you, what do you
We
have
can
these
do
in order?
FPS. My choices for FPS are literally nothing because
Doom 2016.
I'm pulling Adam on this one where I didn't play any.
He played all the RPGs.
I played
Yeah.
all the
FPS.
Yep, which is okay. I mean,
We
it
got everything
happens.
covered then.
That that happens sometimes. We all have lives.
So,
and
Black
stuff,
Ops
so-
4.
Black Ops 4.
Black
That's
Ops 4.
Easy.
I-
No, you know what? I'm going to put Activision as my most disappointing of the year.
Jacob.
What? What?
Okay.
What?
You know what?
On
yeah.
what?
Huh?
Activision.
Oh, Blizzard.
No.
Activision.
Just
Activision.
Activision. Not
Yeah,
Activision
because they're Activision Blizzard now.
Yeah.
They technically are a joint company.
Yeah.
But Activision is most disappointing because of how they're handling Call of Duty Black Ops 4 and also
Yeah.
Destiny
I know what you're talking about with Black Ops.
and also
I'm confused.
all of that World of Warcraft stuff that went down. Or it was
What's that?
It was Diablo Eternal.
Yeah,
yeah.
that was off. You know
Okay,
what? That's
so-
actually one of our other categories. Is biggest
But
mess,
anyway,
pretty much.
best FPS.
Okay,
Fallout
best
76. Legit.
Legit.
What?
It's fun to play with friends.
Okay.
That's
Yeah,
the
all right.
difference.
I agree.
We've been playing it together.
I can't argue on that.
I would never probably pick up this game to play by myself.
Exactly.
It would
I
be the
wouldn't.
most,
Exactly.
It would be the most boring thing ever. But if you are playing it with someone
Yeah.
else, at least someone else.
At least
Yeah.
one more
It's great.
person.
It's actually
it is pretty
fun.
great. Yep.
I played it with my brother. We played it for like an hour and a half. I'm like, wow, this is pretty fun. But
Yeah.
if you're playing by yourself,
No.
literally it's the worst.
Yeah, there's
Worst. It's the
nothing to
worst.
do by yourself. It's quiet. It's dystopian. It's just
Or if it
boring.
crashes.
Or if it crashes.
Yeah,
Because
that too.
it actually did.
That was
crash.
really
That's
fun.
how our session ended,
Yeah.
by the way. Hour and a half.
Ours
Oh.
hasn't crashed yet.
No.
Yeah.
Black Ops 4 has.
It has.
Oh.
My Black Ops has crashed a couple of times.
That,
Why just don't talk about that,
See-
like game reviewers and stuff? They just ignore
You need
that
to
kind of
you need to
stuff.
be in the right circles.
Oh, you do.
So
Yeah.
what do you guys like about Black Ops 4 though that makes you pick it? You pick it for the FPS of the year.
We're okay. We got time left.
you
Black
know
Ops
that
is it's there's a lot going on with it. Is the only weird thing, but go ahead.
I was gonna say Adam knows I'm a huge sucker for the zombie storyline. They introduced a new one this year because originally there was a whole storyline. It was just classified as the Ether storyline, and that's always been what has brought me back to Treyarch's Call of Duties. I don't particularly keep up with anybody else's.
They're the best.
They are. They're the best at it. But when they said that they were going to do another storyline, which they're calling the Chaos storyline, and they're claiming it's completely unrelated, we'll see about that. But it's actually really good, the Chaos one, and I was really worried
Oh,
because
I like it a lot more than Ether.
Oh, really?
Personally.
You guys were big fans of the Ether one.
I
it's just-
still love Ether.
I think it's just a better.
Ether is my baby.
It's a more welcoming lore.
Yeah.
Yes, it's definitely 100% more welcoming.
Whereas Ether is based in science, this Chaos is based in mythology.
Yeah.
So like chupacabras and
So
stuff.
so basically you're
Like,
saying zombies is why it's
Well,
your FPS.
and see, and
source.
that's the thing is like I really enjoyed the zombies. My brother is a huge multiplayer player. So like it's kind of one of those like, oh, if you'll play some zombies with me, I'll attempt online with you. And we were playing last night actually, and I actually really enjoyed it compared to like some of the other Call of Duties in general when I've played multiplayer where I've been like, can we please be done? Like, can we go back to zombies? Can we play a different like game together? But this one, I may actually go home and get on multiplayer by myself and play it some.
Do you think it has anything to do with like the increased health bars and stuff?
See, I'm gonna go kind of in the different direction with that. I prefer World War II's multiplayer just because it's kind of a slower pace. It's like I think it's easier for people to get into
I would
World
prefer
War II.
World War II
Yeah.
multiplayer more.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean,
yeah.
just because I think Black Ops is so fast, like it's
Yeah.
so quick. You got to pick it up right from the get go, or in your case, you got to either learn from the beginning, very beginning, again, which I can't because I'm playing. I played World War II for a year, and then when I played Black Ops 4 multiplayer, I got crushed in the beginning,
Yeah.
crushed. And the best I can do is I can go 500.
Okay.
That's the best I can do. Or maybe a few kills over. That's it. Like I can't go like what I used to on there, like 23 and 4 or stuff like that. They're always going to kill me like that. But my main reason why I picked Black Ops 4 for best FPS is the Blackout. I love Blackout. Blackout.
I haven't
Love it.
actually played Blackout yet,
I
and
played
I
one
should.
game of Blackout and I won, and I never touched it again.
One.
Go out on
Do you know
top.
how hard that is to do?
I
That is
have
so hard
I have a
to do.
100% win rate on
Did you
Blackout.
hide
touch
in
it.
a
Don't
bathtub?
touch it.
No,
Pull PUBG.
no, I legit went in
Yeah,
and
you
was
can
like,
literally
how does this work? And I ended up just murdering people in the final circle. I stood in the center and picked them off as they walked into it.
That's awesome.
I was gonna say I really should try Blackout because super unpopular opinion time. I really enjoy Fortnite, and
Some of the limited time
Nathan
events, though, are
likes it.
amazing.
yes,
Oh, I never played it.
No, I mean, okay.
I've watched it,
Okay,
and that's
I
fine.
actually kind of like Fortnite,
Right.
but I want to play in a party with other people that
Yeah.
I know in
Yeah,
Fortnite.
Yeah.
don't
I
play
Or-
don't want to play
solo.
with
or the other thing
randoms.
is too, like if I'm playing by myself, I don't like going in and playing the solo where it's 100 people all
Yeah.
versus against each other. But they've been swapping out some different game modes where it's like 50 versus 50. So it's just a team thing, or
The one that we've been playing a ton and I've loved is 20v20, but respawn is turned on.
whereas
and
normally
I
in
just
this
played
game,
that.
Whoever
once you
gets to
die, you're
100
gone.
kills wins.
I just
Okay.
played that. That's
That
the first
is-
time I played that game mode, and I actually really liked it.
Yep.
I love that. That's great, and I'm amazing at it for some reason.
Oh, excuse humble brag.
Oh, I suck at battle royale standard though.
Okay, what do you,
I can't
what do you guys
fucking
think?
win.
Since this is still kind of on the same
Yeah.
wavelength here, I did also pick up Battlefield 5 over the course of the last couple weeks.
I started playing 1.
I really like 5's multiplayer, like the 64 player, like Conquest.
Okay.
I really enjoy that, and they're getting their battle royal in March.
Okay.
I'm very curious to see how they do that. I'm very interested because
They were
okay,
probably waiting to see how Call of Duty would do it. Because
Yeah.
everyone's saying Call of Duty's is going to be the Fortnite killer, even though it's not going to be.
No,
But
they said it was going to be the PUBG killer.
Here's the thing about like
PUBG killed
Fortnite
itself.
that
Yeah,
I feel
PUBG's
like
dead.
PUBG
Yeah.
died.
no one does that anymore.
like everybody keeps talking about this will be the Fortnite killer, this will be it, and I think everybody's missing the really important thing about Fortnite. It's free.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Nothing's ever gonna beat that.
They're like it's so easy for a kid to just get on and download Fortnite
Yeah.
for free because they don't have to go to mom and dad and be like, I need $60 to buy Call of Duty. Not to mention the season pass, which is like another what, 50, 60? Like
Yeah.
And it's got that cute cartoonish look that the other ones don't have.
Exactly.
Yeah, which
Which-
kids love now.
Parents
Right.
like that too.
Yeah.
right. It's a lot easier for
No
parents to be like,
blood,
oh yeah,
no
it's like a
gore.
cartoon. Yeah, go ahead, go for it. You know.
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah,
I
Fortnite's gonna be around a long time.
a really long time.
I also got
It
Save the
also
World.
killed Overwatch.
The actually the story based version of Fortnite. I love Save the World.
Yes.
I love it so much. Like I'll just get on and play it. It's really good. It's pretty much just zombies. That's
Like
just like
Treyarch
attack you
zombies?
and stuff.
Yeah.
It's great.
It's kind of the same thing except instead of being already in a map, you build your base.
Yep.
Yep.
And it's like a gigantic map apparently. Haven't even seen most of it yet.
Did any of you play the remastered Dark Souls?
No, it was on
I
sale
own it.
recently.
Haven't played it.
I know I saw it for $20,
Yeah.
but the problem was I kind of spent all my gaming funds already, and I just noticed it was on sale. They did
Okay.
not have it on a piece of paper there,
Okay.
and I picked it out of the wall, and I'm like, I should have bought this. I've never played the first Dark Souls. I've played
What?
2. I've played Demon Souls.
I've never played any of them.
And I've played Bloodborne.
They're top
I
games.
love Bloodborne's art style.
Yeah.
I love it. I
Yeah.
love that Lovecraft shit.
Yep.
I've never played the first Dark Souls, and I hear all these good things about it. I want to dig in.
I think it'd be tough going back after playing Bloodborne.
I
I
get
think
my ass
that's
kicked.
the problem.
Yeah, that's what I'm
I
kinda
enjoy
scared to do.
Bloodborne's movement a lot better.
I haven't even played
and the
Dark
weapons
Souls 3.
transform. in
I know Dark
Bloodborne.
Souls 2 is a bit quicker. Bloodborne's even
Yeah.
quicker than
Yeah.
that. And then
And it has
Dark
no
Souls.
blocking.
Yeah.
Bloodborne doesn't have a block like
No, it
doesn't
has
have,
just dodge.
It has a dodge and a counter move.
Mhm.
You counter instead of block.
The,
which is nice.
How many people died from that wolf?
A lot.
The first, like, 4
There-
seconds in the game.
Yeah,
It's
there's
in the
like
kitchen.
I think there's like
What
a
was your
trophy
first
for
reaction
actually
when you
killing
saw
it or
that?
something.
Well, you're supposed to die from that.
Yeah,
It's
you are
supposed to
actually
kill you.
supposed to die from it.
You can't
Really?
kill it, but you're supposed to die
It's part
from
of the
it
tutorial to kill you to get you into the hunter
to
stream.
show you. Yeah.
Wow, mind blown. I
Boom.
do actually have it for free on the PlayStation. Whenever they gave it away
Yeah.
for free,
Yeah.
so I traded in my physical copy.
Yep.
Even though
Oh,
I'm kind
okay.
of sad because I like Xbox. I probably should have done that. But
And just keep the box straight in the game.
I have done that with God of War. Now I have 2 God of War boxes. So God of War. Let's just dedicate an entire freaking chapter to that. I mean,
If we're gonna do that, you want to do that on part 2?
yeah. Let's
Yeah, we'll
let's
do
do
that
a
on
stop
part
two.
right
Because I have
now.
more Activision beef.
Okay. We're gonna go ahead and stop here about a minute 4 in, or an hour 4, hour and 4 minutes in.
Minute 4, where have you been?
Ooh, zoning out. Really good at that.
Oops.
But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and break it off here. Take a potty break if we need it. All that good stuff. And we're gonna come back and wrap it up with a couple more categories.
All right.
Just to let everybody know, the upcoming categories for this next part are gonna be the actual pick of game of the year for each of us, and then worst game of the year.
I want to do like indie game of the year. Has anyone played any indies?
Boy, not really.
You know what?
Believe it or not, I've played so many indies this year, and I
Really?
hate indies.
Really?
I would actually also, like, if we could almost do, like, a miscellaneous sort of category, like a little bit of a cleanup, because there's a couple games I would love to talk about.
What about
I don't know
special
where
shout out?
Yeah, I was
Does
gonna
that
say, I'm
work for
just
you?
not sure where they fit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't fit in, like, one particular category. You just
yeah.
want to give them a shout out for
Yeah.
playing them? Sure. Let's do that. Let's do a shout out after worst game of the year. And then, so we end on a positive note with shout out. And then most anticipated game of 2019.
I got like.
I
got
did
so
forget
many.
one category, which I think we should talk about, and I think it's going to be pretty universal, so it might be a quick category, is biggest disaster of 2018 in general. I think it's going to come down to like one of two things. But we're going to go ahead and discuss that on